welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for viewing. Please comment on anything if I can help you. Please like my videos and subscribe. Today we're going to be making naan breads. So I'm going to show you how we make it in the restaurant with a tandoor. Not everybody's got a tandoor, they're big, they're quite expensive. So I'm going to show you how you can do it at home. So I'm going to show you both methodologies and how I've mimicked how you can do it at home. So I've shown you how to already make the dough. That's in another video. So if you haven't made the dough, then please go onto that video. There should be a card popping up, or in the description below there'll be a link. So make the dough first, and then you can make this. This is the second part to it. Alright guys, so let's get cooking naan breads. Alright guys, so I have my naan dough here. Like I showed you in the last video, you can put them in balls. They've been kept like this, and they're airtight. So we're ready on service just to get the trays out. They're ready to make it straight away, to roll out and make the dough. So we've prepped it as much as we can possible without obviously cooking. Now I've taken this out about 20 minutes ago. So what you want to do is you want the dough out and you want it to have a little bit of time. You can't, if it's cold, very hard to cook it straight cold. So here we go guys, so the balls are there. Just going to take one out. So firstly, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it in the restaurant, so you can compare it to what the method we use for cooking at home. So I have some self-raising flour just to put on there. Now I'm going to show you how to do it without kind of shaping it too much, just to get a basic shape for the naan. But this one I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. So this one I'm going to do professionally how we do it. It will take you quite some time to learn this. So I'm going to do easier method in a minute for the house. So I'm just rolling it. I'm making sure I'm keeping it even. What you want to do is you don't want to have one side with too much. Otherwise one side will be very thin and cook quick. The other side will be very heavy and not fully cooked. So I'm keeping it very even. Okay. If at the bottom you feel like it's getting stuck, remember to clean your surface obviously. If you feel at the bottom it's getting a little bit stuck, and add a bit more flour in there. You want a roundish shape. Mine's a little bit off, but it doesn't matter. I can shape it. And then you've got a little bit of oil. Now, when I do the next one for how you do it at home, I probably won't put oil in it, and I'll explain why. If any oil gets at the bottom, it's not going to stick the naan. So you've got to do it in a way that you know that it's not. I've obviously done this quite a few times, so I know I can do it without it going to the bottom. You might not be able to. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys at home without making any mistakes. But like I said, I'm showing you here exactly how we do it. So what the oil does, it gets rid of the flour, really. So you want to have, when you have a cooked naan, you want to have these white bits of flour. Okay, so I'm then using my palm to make it bigger. Do you see that's getting bigger? Just by the edge of that palm. Like I said, you won't need to do this at home. I'm going to show you a simpler way. Right, and then I've got to make sure this side has no oil, nothing like that on, otherwise it's not going to stick. So professionally we just kind of like a pizza dough, we're just using my thumb, bouncing it across, making it bigger. So just quickly we kind of go like that, and we making it bigger. Now you won't need to do this, but later on if you practice and practice, you might get the hang of it. It's a very skilled job. Naan bread, I think, took me over a year, I think, until I could kind of just get it half right, and then it takes years to perfect the method. So I have a slight shape of my naan. We kind of make it a bit of like a heart shape, so just pulled a little bit of the edge. We make it a little bit different to the other shape of the other naan, so we know that's a plain naan bread. Plain naan bread is a little bit like that. Round ones, a have usually got filling in. So the keema ones, you can see they're red, that's clearly a keema naan. Peshwari, you can tell as well, that's Peshwari. Garlic obviously is the garlic on top. So we try and distinguish the shape of the plane so you can tell the difference between the naan. So that's pretty much ready to go now. So I'm going to put it in the tandoor. And so I've got the back of the naan, which is where not the oil is. You can't stick it on with the oil. Now that's all dry. There's no oil. If it does get, oil gets on there, try and put some flour on there, do what? So it sticks, but oil won't stick. So I've got the shape, and now I'm going to put it in. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just making it slightly bigger by getting the edges. I want to put it on medium gas. And it's very important for you at home to know this. The naan's done now, the outside is thing. So I've got like a little hook to hook the naan. And then I've got like, kind of like something to scrape it with. And then it just comes off really easily. There we have it. That's just get a little brush with ghee. We use Ghee, which is the best ghee on the market, I believe. Ghee, which gives it a nice, good taste. Okay, guys, so I've just shown you how we cook it in the restaurant, which is quite skillful. So I'm going to simplify that now and make it a lot simpler, because it is quite skilled. It does take quite a long time to get it correct. So I'm going to now show you how you can do it at home, a much simpler method. Right, so we've got a clean surface with self-raising flour. We've got one of our naans, getting in a ball shape. Just going to get both ends flat as possible. You want to make it as big as possible. You want to make sure it doesn't stick on your surface, so keep putting the flour in as much as you need. So you want to make it round, and like I said, you want to make it quite even. Otherwise, one side of the naan is going to be cooked, and one side is going to be quite heavy and not cooked. It's not as easy as it looks to make it even, but you've just got to try and do it. So if you remember, for the actual naan that I did for the restaurant, I put oil. I'm not going to put oil on this one to make it easy for you guys, because any oil goes underneath, it's not going to stick at all, and then it's just going to fall. So we're just making it as simple as possible. Also, I'm not going to use this method where I made it bigger, because that is actually harder than it really looks. So we're just going to roll it. That's all we're going to do. Roll it and make it bigger. So that's fairly biggish now. That's quite even. So it's not perfectly round, but it doesn't matter. What we can do is you can just pull the bottom to give it a pointy kind of shape. You can make it bigger by just doing little things like just putting it around the edges. There we go. So we have one of these. It's called a tawa. So chapatis are made on there. A few other things are done there. Quite easily available to buy. It's called tawa, T-A-W-A. And we're going to use this. We don't normally use this for naan breads, but we're going to use this for naans so you guys can make it without a tandoor. So you've got to make sure the tawa is hot. If you put it cold, it's not going to stick. So you've got to make sure it's quite hot. Not too hot, otherwise it will burn the back of the naan. So you've got to be very careful. You've just got to make it, that it's not cold, basically. If I show you, if we go back to the tandoor, so you see my flame, the back where I stuck it to, that's hot. So we're mimicking that with the tawa. That's hot. That should go on. The other thing I'm going to use a little bit to help you guys, which I didn't use for the normal naans because I didn't need to with the tandoor, is just going to get some water, a little bit of water. That should help stick the naan on. When your tandoor gets quite hot, you can put it on low gas, but keep it warm. That's the main thing, keep it warm. Right, so I've just put a little bit of water on the edges, then I'm just gonna put the naan on there now. Right, now, do you see with the other tandoor, it's starting to bubble up. That's what you want. You want it to bubble up. It's starting to cook it. So instead of like the tandoor, it done the back and the front at the same time. We're doing the back now, and then we're going to do the front in a minute. And that's what you want to see. You want to see it bubbling up, as you saw on my one at the tandoor. Put the heat up slightly. That should cook it a little bit faster. This is just rising a little bit, bubbling up. It's looking beautiful now. It's really nice. It's starting to look like a naan. It's taking slightly a little bit longer. I think what you can do, as it starts rising, a few bubbles come out. I think you can then. We're now going to cook the top of the naan. And where I had flames in the tandoor, we're going to use the flames from here. So you guys can do this at home quite easily enough. So put it on low gas. You don't want to put it too high. So if the gas is too high, it's going to burn it at the top. But inside, not going to be. And what you want to do is you want to keep a nice distance. If you go too much close to the flame, it's going to burn the top of the naan. So we've got it here. As you can see, it's not quite done, but it's getting there. And you can see this area is done, so you want to concentrate a little bit on that area. And do you remember we didn't put any oil on this, and this is what you can see the self-raising flour still on there. The oil would take that away, but then you risk, if you put oil and it gets at the back, it's not going to stick. The naan's just going to fall over. Put the gas up a little bit more, just to do it a little bit quicker. You guys take it slow, nice and slow, make sure you get it correct. That looks quite done to me. Okay, so there we go. That looks fairly good to me. Yeah. And then you need a spatula or something that's just going to be like I did with the tandoor. I just kind of took it out this way. That's my naan. As you can see, the bottom's not too burnt. Top's there, and then we've got our ghee. A little bit of ghee on there. I mean, we're going to do the best that we can without a tandoor. So if you see my other naan there, it's similar. I'm going to taste it, see a difference. I know the ones that taste in the tandoor because I've tasted it so many times. I think there's a massive difference. The tandoor one does obviously taste a bit better, like all round it's cooked better. Because of the heat of the tandoor, it's cooked better all round the whole naan. And the one without, it's still good, but it's not as good as the tandoor, but we know that. So anyway, there you have it. Naans with the tandoor and without the tandoor.